How you doing, guys?
Hey, everybody,
Caribbean Luck
family and Little Caribbean Luck. Hi. Okay, bye. We talked about earlier we want to come to you with a more thorough video of our
move from Illinois
to Florida. So first, we're going to begin talking about the drive.
Yeah, let's talk about the drive. Now, you want me to kick it off?
Yeah, you kick it off.
Okay. Let me tell you about this drive,
Yeah.
especially through Kentucky and Tennessee.
Exactly.
All right? That drive is death-defying.
It is.
That drive is not for a novice, which we were and should not have made that drive. We got a list of pros and cons for you guys who are about to make this same transition from one state to another. We hope you take this into consideration.
Right.
Seriously, your lives could depend on it. We drove this state,
26-inch U-Haul
with a car and tow, SUV and tow, in fact. And we're talking about the mountains of Tennessee and Kentucky. We're talking about deep valley style mountainous roads that you should not be driving if you're a novice driving a vehicle that size, as far as the U-Haul, and
22,000 pounds for the U-Haul.
For the U-Haul, plus
not including
the car. Right. Okay, we had a moment where I had literally no control of the vehicle at all. We were going down a mountain. Was it Kentucky? We're going down a mountain in Kentucky, which not only goes down, guys, but it goes down and spirals. And I had very little control except to guide it, because the transmission, when you're braking the truck, it takes a while to engage. All right, you could hit the brake, and which I hit the brake several times, but it takes the transmission a little while to downgrade and engage, which it did. And it was just the grace of the Almighty that kept us from becoming a statistic, which we saw the stats on overheads.
How many people have actually died on those highways? How many people
have died? They jumped from 108 to 110. By the time we got to, was it Georgia, it was at 112, right? 112. We're looking at this and just shaking our heads. And so many things went through our minds as we risked our lives and slid and trucks. I mean, you got to respect them. We respect our truckers who are out there doing their jobs and delivering products that we take for granted. We order something and we go, how long is it going to take? Wow, they must be a day late. If you see the type of driving these guys do to get you those packages and what have you, you have respect for them, but nevertheless, to our trucker people that are out there doing this, you guys are nothing nice.
Yeah.
Anytime
they literally, when an 18-wheeler passes you by, it literally will push the truck. The wind will
almost push that U-Haul off the road, just the wind. And mind you, they're not trying to do it. They're just passing by you because, they fly. Now, you see those big boys on the small roads that look like they're barely moving, right? The open road,
they're flying.
These guys are flying. I mean, 80, 90 miles an hour is nothing for them.
Well, what the U-Haul, taking a load like that, you're not supposed to go over 55 miles an hour.
Exactly.
Going up a hill, you're barely getting that sucker to do about 35 because you're pulling such a heavy load.
Right.
But going down, of course, with the weight,
man,
you're quickly up to 80 miles an hour coming down a hill.
Man, 85 miles. Can you imagine that? 85. She told me, baby, slow down. I said,
and you're not supposed to be on the brakes because you're not supposed to be on the brakes because the brake, if you hit the brakes going downhill, you can quickly burn your brakes out, and then you got a runaway truck that you can't stop.
And you can cause the load that you're pulling to
start the fishtail.
And we already know what that means. You just about on the big board up there now.
So the idea was to go up the hill slow and then catch the momentum going down and just coast on back up till you hit the next hill and go back up. But the thing is,
the weight is going to cause your butt to do about a good 80, 85 miles an hour. We didn't tally that up.
Yeah, and also we're not nighttime drivers. As you see, we both have specs on. We have glasses.
We seriously wear glasses.
And
we're not wearing them because they're fashionable.
Our thing is we did not want to drive at night, so we planned on leaving early. We ended up leaving late, and we ended up driving to the night, and we had to get off the road. It was just ridiculous, totally ridiculous. So our advice to anybody who wants to think about driving is it's a good idea. We take our hats off for the thought, but to us, it's not a good idea.
We would simply say, you know what? How about this? We got a few things jotted down here just to throw at you guys for food for thought. Sell your stuff. All right. Refrigerators, you're not going to need it. Stoves, you're not going to need it. There's electric appliances
everywhere.
Most of the
places down here have their own solar.
They're loaded up. Everywhere you go, they already have appliances. All you got to bring is yourself, some clothes, and your important papers and what have you. Sell this stuff. You could easily repurchase these things on sites like I think Offer Up. You got some more stuff down there.
You can do Craigslist. Make sure you're careful with people that you're meeting. Offer Up. There are so many different websites you can go to buy people's used stuff, and then people are selling stuff everywhere. Every time you come around there, garage sales. And some even have free. Come get it. It's free. Take
you go rent you. Put it like this. Look, guys, you turn around, go rent you a little cube size U-Haul truck,
and just go pick up stuff,
whatever, and just scoop up stuff.
And you would end up saving money buying everything.
We would have saved. Look, if we would have did this, thousands. And mind you, we're no rich folks or well off or anything like that. We're just common working people. Man, we needed that money. We needed that money. But this didn't dawn on us until we were risking our crazy lives driving up and down these freaking mountains. You think of a lot of different things when you're in a tight spot.
Please don't look at the YouTube videos thinking, those hills are fine. They look okay. We did the same thing. Yep. It's one thing looking at it. It's a whole nother thing driving.
Don't do this. And I even had my baby daughter
it was me, my husband, and the littlest baby.
It was
sad. She was so sad.
Oh man! Then we had our other two daughters to fly in, so we picked them up.
They got lucky. We literally prayed all the way.
All the way, man.
So hard.
We prayed so hard.
So hard.
God picked us up and brought us all the way because we were just. It was a lot.
It was a lot.
We were stressed. We were tired. That's
hands
about a 1,200 mile drive, which doesn't seem like a lot, but it is.
It's a lot.
Those miles on a truck going that slow.
Keep in mind, she hit it right on there. You read my mind.
Yeah, I did it. We do this.
Do that. The thing about it is, you're not moving like the rest of the traffic. No. Now, if you're getting up here looking on this GP and it says you'll make it to this destination at that time. Mind you, you're in a car that you probably would have. In a car, but you're not in a car. You're in this big truck
with a whole bunch of furniture. You're dragging an SUV on a tow hitch. All right, you can't do over 55 miles an hour legally. You're not going to get the time. Add another 2.5, 3 hours to the time.
Right.
You think you're going to get there.
Or better, because you need three rest stops.
Yeah, definitely.
Coming from Illinois to Florida, we would have needed 3 rest stops. We took 2, didn't we?
Yeah, we did it in 2 days.
We'll never do that again. Yeah, it should have been 3.
Or we should have just sold everything like
sold everything and flew in. We could have had the car transported by dealerships.
$500 they would have charged us to transport the car.
Yeah, you could have did that by dealerships. All types of people could have did that.
Yeah, so with that drive is like a story on its own. We just would not recommend it at all.
Don't do this. I would say don't do it. Don't you have nothing to prove? Don't get out there, especially
chasing your life and stuff.
Getting out here talking about, hey, I did it before, I did it this time, and that's nothing. He just didn't know what he was doing.
It's totally different driving in a regular car going on vacation than driving in a big SUV. It's a moving truck.
It's a truck. I think that with these different companies, U-Haul, Penske, Budget, etc., to drive them, there should be some type of training
special license or something.
because I mean I've driven one before, but never state to state.
Right.
At the same time, not with that kind of load and with a tow hitch.
Yeah.
Let me tell you,
we're
man.
not even going to go into the story about the tow hitch, why we ended up leaving late.
Yeah.
Because we pulled in a gas station and we pulled in too close without giving ourselves enough room.
Right.
And the car and the tow hitch literally got stuck
between
the pump.
And because I didn't turn out wide enough. I know.
So we ended up having to take the car off. We lost
Rookies.
like 2 hours
Straight
trying
rookies.
to do that.
Rookies.
That's
man.
before we got started. So that's not even another story.
That's another
Then
story.
not to even mention taking a tow hitch back after we finished.
That was
it wasn't tightened, and we pulled the car up on a tow hitch, and it literally dropped.
And look, we took that as an ominous sign to
Like,
not
just
take
stop.
it back that
Just don't
night.
go anywhere.
Just stop.
We'll do it in
It's
the
time
morning.
to stop. Yeah, we had our new neighbor came out the house to assist us, and he couldn't get it going.
The video almost 10 minutes, so we're gonna hurry it up. Okay, so next we're gonna get through this kind of fast. We don't want to keep you guys on here all day.
Okay.
So next, when we got here, we had one vehicle between registering between us, and then 2 licenses that we need to get.
Right.
So for Florida license, it's like $50, $50-some a piece.
Each.
On the website, it tells you the register your vehicle is $225. Scratch that. That $225 is just for their little administration and fees, stuff like that. To register your vehicle, it's going to be roughly around $500 to
Everything.
register your vehicle, get the plates, stickers,
stickers,
and 2 licenses for the
licenses.
couple. So about $500. Please put that in your budget because it's going to be over.
Yeah,
the next thing is Florida insurance.
Yeah, it's going to go up.
That's a beast of its own. From what we learned coming from Illinois to Florida, the insurance is a trip.
Each company says, well, it's due to scams.
And
We researched things and we found out, there's a
true.
lot of scams there. I'm going, everybody, and not everybody, but I mean, there's a lot of scams.
Your insurance is going to go up. You have to have
$20, $30,
specialized
man.
Florida insurance before you can register your
Yeah.
vehicle. And so you're going to have to call your insurance, see if they can give you Florida insurance, which is going to be a new quote with new prices and new everything.
Yeah.
And it's purely due to the fact that they say they have so many people that defraud the insurance companies down in Florida.
Yeah.
So it's going to go up. Estimate for that. I mean, it is what it is.
It is what it is. So I mean, it's something
the one thing we did gain,
even out with the utilities
Yeah.
stuff. The utilities are considerably lower. There's no state tax.
have-
There's some pluses. The
everything is
gasoline
electric.
is cheaper.
Yeah.
What else we got?
We don't have to pay the high city sticker.
No,
to
no
register the
city
vehicle
stickers.
every year is only going to be $48.
Yeah, that's
in
it.
Chicago,
Tops.
we paid $98 for one sticker and then
And
$100
$100
and something
for
for
the
the
other
other.
one.
So we
That's
winning
not-
already.
Yeah, so I mean the gas is cheaper, so we felt better as we got closer in this big truck and everything. I said, "Wow, you notice how you put a few dollars in the tank and it goes
lasts
further?"
longer, yeah.
And she looked up and said, "That's because the
gas
gas
is
is cheaper."
cheaper.
So,
That's a
that's
wonderful thing.
another wonderful thing. Also, your rental rates are a little cheaper here. I mean,
Yeah,
they're
you get
not
more
as
for
bad.
your money than rent.
Get
So
more
right
for your
now we are in a single family home, a ranch.
2,000 square feet.
2,000, maybe a little bit more than 2,000 square feet.
It's a little slightly
4 bedroom, 2 bath, huge backyard, nice
Yeah.
front
The
yard.
rain is crazy.
Yeah, we gotta talk about the rain too. So the house is really nice. One day we'll show you guys a picture of it and walk around a little bit so you can see it. Make sure you go to a reputable rental agency to get your house because there are a lot of scams and frauds with people trying to get houses or advertising houses.
But you
and
can
they're not.
easily spot them, guys. Don't get scared. You know what? You can easily spot them because it's cheesy. They're trying to rush you for the money. They're not checking anything on you. They don't care what you got this going, that going. Yeah, because they're not a reputable companies. You're going to go through the normal protocols of renting a property.
Credit checks, all
credit
that good
checks.
stuff.
You need everyone's identification. A child that's 18 over, our daughter 18 over, we had to come up with all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's the normal protocols. But if you're finding somebody, we don't have to do that. We don't have to do that. We're going to have so-and-so to meet you in front of the property. They're rushing everything.
No.
So these are dead giveaways that it's a scam. The rush is the warning sign.
Right.
It's a scam. All right?
Exactly.
So that I can tell you
Light is
with
really shining
surety.
here.
Yeah, it's kind of tricky.
Sorry, guys. Okay.
And so what else you got down there, baby? The rain.
The rain. Oh, yeah.
Okay, the rain is comparable to an old man needing to use the bathroom all the time. Okay, because every day it's on and off. It's on and off.
It's not the rain is not a big deal that it's raining. We understood that. We're in a tropical environment. We knew it was going to rain. But the rain down here,
that's the best way I can describe it.
It's offensive.
It's like
it assaults you.
You taking a camping trip with an old guy, and every time you look up, he got to pull over and take a whiz. That kind of effect.
I mean, you could be walking down the street and it's sunny and everything is fine. Then all of a sudden, 2 seconds later,
it's coming.
It's not just regular rain. It's the kind of rain where it is literally impaling your vehicle. Yeah. It is so hard. It's like abuse.
Yeah. So, but we've learned to manage through it. It's been 2.5 weeks now, and the heat is manageable.
Yeah.
People say, "Oh, it's hot. It's hot." I mean, it's hot and unbearable if you're not too smart. That's all I can tell you. If you're not too bright, you out here trying to play tennis or golf or do something. It's 106 degrees, my man. You sure?
We go from air to air, so it's been fine. The house is comfortable.
At about 7 o'clock, go out, do what you're going to do. Hit the malls, go to Disney World, do whatever it is you want to do. In the blazing heat, we can tell when we see somebody fresh off the bandwagon. They out there carrying bags, long sleeve shirts, and sweating like they crazy. I mean, it's too hot. We're looking at the window going, what the heck, man? Can wow.
I know, it's something else. Be prepared for the heat. Be prepared for the rain. Those
and after a while, you feel good about the heat because when it dies down, it's about 77 degrees. The palm trees are blowing and carrying on. It's like heaven on earth.
There you go.
The oxygen level is immaculate.
Especially
the
where
freshness.
Because we live right by a forest. It's like a preserve almost.
Preserve, yeah. We've got a lot of wildlife preserves. So
yeah.
It's fantastic. It's fantastic for us guys. I thought it'd be fantastic for you. Check it out first. We made a few dry runs before we came. Checked out the neighborhoods. Check out the diversity of the
neighborhoods. Very diverse neighborhood.
If you're somebody who, we don't look at a thing and say, oh, that's bad of them to say they want to move in a neighborhood that's all so-and-so or so-and-so. Well, if you're not a diverse-minded individual and everything, you need to find a place where it's tailor-made for you. We would say that because, you don't need to move into a place where you're not comfortable and you have to move again immediately. You need a little time to save up, get yourself together, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, it's just real life stuff, man. So check it out. We prefer a very diverse neighborhood. This neighborhood is some of everybody, man. You got everything. You got black, white, Latino, you got Indian, Asian, it's a good fit for us.
Yeah.
All right. So, I mean, you have to be precise about the diversity of the schools.
Check the schools out. That's
everything. Check everything. Don't take face value on nothing. Check it.
So we have kids in school, and so anybody registering kids to school, make sure you bring your kids' shop records, to physicals, their last grades, their social security cards, birth certificates, everything. They will take the physicals from another state. But the shop records will need to be transferred at the Florida Department of Health onto their Florida shop record immunization forms. They charge $10 per child to do that. Yeah. And so be prepared for that also. We talked about the vehicle insurance, registering kids in school. His driving, he talks about people driving down here.
Okay, let me tell you something. Look, do not come down here driving like I guess an old, sickly old man or something. The kids, the wife, they got to crack it up at me because I thought I was really doing something. I was doing about a good 60, 65. Speed limit said, 55? These people are flying past me like I'm not even moving. And they're looking at me, mad mugging me and everything. And I'm like, what is the problem
They drive fast.
These people drive fast. Let me tell you something. They talk slow. They walk slow. They shake your hand slow. Driving, man, they will run you off the road down here playing games out here. So I stayed in there.
You had to speed up his drive.
I had to speed it up. You know what I mean? Because it's no joke. But other than that, I mean, we have very few cons. You got the bugs and the insects, but they're manageable. You know better than the
the one thing that I am really and they laugh at me about. So what's freaking me out is we all came from the city of Chicago. We didn't have a lot of these animals down here that we have now.
Bugs, like the palmetto bugs.
We have palmetto. They call them palmetto bugs. They're about this big, and they look like gargantuan cockroaches, basically.
Yeah, they big.
And they fly.
And
And
they don't fly right off. They crawl. How you think all they
in
can
the dark,
do?
they can crawl. And then
You
they
get too
take
close
off.
to them, bam! They bust them wings out and they up, man.
Another thing
whoa.
that is freaking me out is the frogs. We have frogs,
Frogs
everywhere.
Frogs
Everywhere. You wake up and they all on your windows.
But
Frogs.
check it. We haven't seen one of the big boys yet, the gators.
No, we haven't seen
one.
gators.
We looked at swamps and it.
Yeah,
My
we
daughter
haven't
said
seen
she
them.
saw one, but I was driving, so I couldn't, I believe in keeping my eyes on the road. But
We did see a slug, though. That
saw a
was about
slug,
the
yeah.
size of his hand. A slug
here's my hand.
is huge. And we were like, oh!
He didn't run, didn't hurry
What
up.
about the turtle? So we was driving, and he said, what is this creeping across the street?
It looked
And there was
almost
a
like
nice
a
big
miniature
turtle.
man with a garbage can on his back, a garbage can lid on his back. I'm going, God damn, what's wrong with? I'm thinking Florida, what the hell they doing down here, man? They done shrunk this man and put a garbage can top on his back. I mean, he must have owed something. They fixed him. So anyway, it's funny. This place is funny, man. I wasn't used to this. It didn't hurry up. It looked at me like I'm the one in the way. I'm like, I'm not going to hit you, man. Just cross the street. It was a big turtle.
The only other thing that I cannot stand,
You
he
talking about
can't
your
stand the
bang
vultures.
No, the
what do we call them?
buzzards?
Vultures? Whatever.
Oh, man, they don't have to clean up roadkill.
They clean up.
When we were in the truck, I'm thinking, I know these big
I'm not
bastards not
circulating
circling for. We not finna die, so you can push on. So anyway, these buzzards, man, they don't clean up the roadkill. These buzzards swoop down
In packs.
Man, they come
clean it
in,
up.
Jack. They whoo.
It's a hideous sight to watch.
You don't want to see it. You don't want to see nature at work.
He
Not
hates
like
the vultures. I hate the cranes. You got these big, tall, eerie birds. Everyone just standing there looking at you. It's like
They don't move. They don't flinch. Nothing.
oh.
And when
Yeah,
they pop them wings, man, this is gonna mess you up. The wings is from one end of the room to the next.
The wildlife is something else.
It's something else down here. So,
One thing we also had to get used to was from going from the city to where we are now is the quietness. I think the first few days they hit the biggest in the darkness.
right.
They're like no street lights. The only lights you're gonna see are from your house, and it's pitch black.
Yeah. I mean, it's quiet.
It's quiet. You can hear
the
pins drop.
plus is the crime. Now you all know about Chicago. You know about the crime level. You know about the.
And they got crime
nuisance.
here.
You got crime here, but I mean,
It's
you have to.
nothing
This is why we say,
like
look,
before.
choose nothing like before. Choose your area well, tailor made for you. We prefer this kind of area. It's tailor made for us. All right,
Very family orientated.
or family or people just like us. Family oriented. It's not somebody across the street that's doing something strange. It's not somebody else down the block. They don't want to be bothered with anybody that don't look like them. I mean, so you got to choose your area well, especially first off.
Yeah.
Okay, now once you're in good and you make a mistake, okay. But you just getting here, man. You just spent tons of cash. You don't have money to be packing up again in about a year, moving somewhere because you chose wrong. We've heard of people like that, and they chose wrong, and now they got to pack and move someplace else. The grocery stores are great.
I love the grocery stores.
Yeah, you got
the prices on the meat
wholesale
produce.
houses. You
Really
spend
good.
about $100-$200, man, on meat. That ought to hold
packs.
you. You got meat for a month, all right? You got meat. And get your sides, and you're great. It's about really thinking smart, playing smart, working smart. She already landed a job online.
I did. I came down here. We both came with no jobs.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to work from home, which I've done before in the past, but I was determined to do it again here. And so with the jobs, we've only been here. This is going into our third week.
Third week, that's it.
I got the job 1 weekend, one and a half weeks in.
Mm-hmm.
It was easy. Now, it doesn't pay what I want to pay, of course, but it was paying in Chicago.
Well, it's a little less.
It's going to be less.
on the
But
money
the
side,
fact that
'cause,
I'm not having to drive,
nope. Not pack a lunch.
I'm packing lunch,
No
stay at
wear
home,
and tear
I
on
love
the
it.
vehicle. We have one vehicle, so we don't need one vehicle clean on the other side of Orlando, and the house is here, and etc. Well, excuse me. But anyway,
So,
at the same
it's kinda
time,
good.
I'm kind of holding it down because I'm going into business for myself in another month, and I'll be hitting the beaches and whatnot, selling snow cones and souvenirs and fragrant oils and stuff like that, which I'm going to rack up doing big time, you know.
And we also have our own business, travel business.
Travel business, and that's doing well.
We do cruises. So anybody that needs a cruise, hit us up.
Come on now. I know you guys think, hey, I know how to do my own cruise. Well, not, I bet we can save you some money.
And it's not, even if you go with us, it's not going to charge you any more money than it would if you
take the challenge. Whatever you're paying for that cruise, I'm willing to, if I don't bet and gamble. No, I don't. That's gone with me. See? But
you're going to have the same price for that cruise, or maybe be able to save you some money.
We're going to save you some money. Even if it's $50, you're going to save some money on that cruise. We've taken many cruises. We've learned a lot of loopholes and what have you. We bet we're going to save you some money on that cruise, especially if you're flying. So if you're flying now and you did it yourself and then contact us, blame yourself, because you could have had an extra 50 in your pocket and you could pretend like you big time all you want. If 50 don't matter, at the end of the day, you're going to wish you had that 50. I bet you.
Well, thank you.
Okay.
But yeah, we've had a good time just exploring, getting to know the neighborhoods, driving around. It's been nice.
It's been nice.
It's been nice. You know, it's been a learning experience.
Yeah.
The malls are awesome.
And you're not going to run out of malls. I mean,
there's so much shopping. Everything you want to buy is here. One thing I will tell you is that if you were used to city life where everything's around the corner, expect to drive miles to get to whatever you get to. The nearest grocery store here is 3 miles. Yeah.
But
and so
once you learn it, it's done.
Yeah.
While you're learning it, it seems like, you know what, you need a well-fed horse to get anywhere here. But the thing is, once you start to learn it, it's nothing. In these malls, man, they selling everything, but I mean, I don't know, they might be selling that. You go in there and say, hey, you know, I need a couple of fingers. They might say, oh, go see this guy down here, and he's going to direct you to somebody. I mean, I'm thinking, what don't they sell up in this place?
Everything.
Man?
And a lot of things are at discounts too. So
discount. They work with you.
The taxes are lower, much lower. We went to the store the first day. We bought some food. Yeah. The lady was like, it was 18-cent tax on, I believe it was
$300,
something like that. $200-$300 worth of groceries. When she said 18-cent tax,
I was like, mistake. You thought it was a mistake.
I was like, how much? She's like 18 cents. I was like, oh, okay.
In Chicago, we'd have done this. We'd have had food shipped. You know what I mean? We really paying too much for food.
Yeah, but and, you know,
the state tax, that's no longer a factor. They don't hit you with that, and it's a needed break. I mean, for a lot of people, family people, working people, it should be all over the freaking country. You shouldn't be paying taxes like that, man.
One last thing, for people registering their kids in school, when you get here, you're gonna have several schools in your area that you can maybe put your kids in. Investigate, see which schools have the best report card grades as far as on different websites. See which school fits your kid the best. Even go visit the schools.
Right.
And
definitely go visit.
They have a program called the Choice Program where you can actually apply to put your kids out of district if you like. So investigate, find out where you want them to be. You can pretty much do that. And even if you have a contact school, this is what we did, and they tell you, oh, we don't have any spots available for your kid. Go to the school. Yeah. Once they see if your kid's a kid that has
not to be braggadocious or anything like that, but we're really stern about study and education. So our kids do pretty good.
They're basically straight A students.
So what I don't want anybody to feel bad.